So, social media is funny. Um, I was sitting here just scrolling through my videos that I posted, maybe like last year, this around this time. Let me look back. I'm tired. And I was listening to some of the things I was saying, but I was complaining about what I was thanking God for, things of that nature. Um, Social media keeps a record for your accountability. I know on some of the videos I complained about work and how employment for working for somebody else, corporate America is ghetto. How, just disappointed I've always been. Um, so it's so um, I don't even know the word for it, but to take a look at where I was and now have that same complaint, if you will, here a year later about, it's just really telling how stagnant I've been. I don't like something, but yet and still, I don't trust myself and I don't trust my creator enough to let go of the thing that doesn't serve me anymore, that brings me discomfort and misery. You always hear people say, well, you have to work, you have to do this, you have to do that. But what about this Bible that we say that we believe we've bought into? I know a scripture says something to the sort of the birds in the air don't worry about how they'll eat, where they'll sleep. If the Lord will provide for them, well, what will he do for you? Right? And I know you understand, you take everything in context. It doesn't make sense, to maybe move or do things too quickly without being strategic about it and protecting yourself and your family. But then I think about, if I trust and believe in my creator, then why do I need to protect myself and my family? Isn't he always protecting me? Isn't it where no matter what I do, it's nothing that he can't fix, he can't correct? Yeah, I may willingly put myself in a situation where there's a little bit of pain or discomfort, but how many times have I been in pain and discomfort that I didn't cause, didn't ask for, didn't put myself in? The last few years have been very, very difficult. The last few years have been some of the worst years of my life for various reasons, and most of them is surrounding death of people who are very close to, or who were very close to me. Painful, hurtful things. It did remind me how precious life is and how important it is to enjoy every day and don't waste any time. Don't waste any of your life being miserable, upset, or sad. So why do I go somewhere every day that invokes those feelings? Be around people who don't support me, who don't like me, but yet still I'm making money and feed into an organization that is just giving me a paycheck. What's interesting for like sales and marketing people is it becomes very difficult to sell something when you no longer believe in it, when they've proven to you and shown you that you don't need to support their service or their product. And especially if you're a person of integrity and you're a person who values your word and consider yourself as a brand first before anything. So it's like, if my colleagues can be ugly and treat me bad, when you see the intention and what's important to your employer, which is passed down by initiatives that they give you to carry out, then how do you then sell, if you will, or speak positively about this service that they're hiring you to sell or to market, to promote? How do you do that with integrity? If you know certain demographics in certain communities they don't want to deal with, they only want to benefit from when it serves them, when they're making a name for themselves. And then when it no longer suits them, or when they finally get the name, the brand recognition, or open other locations and they start to be profitable, then all of a sudden the population or community that they were benefiting from, that started them out, got the ball rolling, all of a sudden they're not eligible anymore. Criteria has changed. Focus has been shifted. All of those things. Again, a year later, here I am, same conversation, same problem. And I found myself in my career many, many times feeling the same way. And it's like, when do you choose life and choose yourself and bet on yourself? Oftentimes we do so much for these organizations, more than they even understand. Make them so much money, and when you understand how much money, how valuable you are, how much you're worth, and you're able to articulate that, boy, you really become the problem then. It's like, why wouldn't I know that? That's important to know. No one likes for you to know the truth about yourself. They always want you to feel like you need them, and it's not the other way around. But anyway, nevertheless, I'm just asking myself how and why, and how long will I stay? How long will I keep rewinding the same thing? Living in the same state of life where I depend on corporate America, a job, to provide the lifestyle that I've come accustomed to living? Do I really believe that my source, my provider, needs a job to supply my needs? Or do I believe that the source can use anything as a resource to give me what I need? I seem to remember a Bible verse where manna fell from heaven to feed people. They didn't go a day without being hungry. They didn't go a day being hungry. It may not have looked like or been what they wanted, but they ate. And they didn't have to store anything for the next day. The next day, manna fell again, and they ate again. Yet and still, can't talk about nobody else, I'll just speak for me. I'm holding on to something that doesn't serve me, doesn't even fit into my morals, I guess you can say, or what I value in life. Something that I can't, like say I fully support and believe that people's intentions are pure and they're going to do the right thing. And when I bring up this argument, this complaint, it's always dismissed, brushed under the rug. My superior say, yeah, I understand. I don't like that you feel that way. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to find out what's this, that. And it never goes anywhere but there. It stops there. I've even emailed and took the complaint up above that person to the next person. Never heard back directly after sending emails, no response. The one person that did respond to me now is no longer with the company. How ironic is that? So, again, and it's not just this company, it's been companies before. It's the same scenario, same thing. Where you're in an organization, you're making the money. Everybody likes you at first. You're the pet, you're making money, you're great, you're awesome. What do you need? We're here. Until they realize that you know who you are, your value, and you have integrity, and you hold people accountable and call them out. When that happens, then you're a threat. You're no longer valuable. Now it's a plan and a scheme to get you to quit or leave, or to build a case against you so that you're fireable. And it's happened several times. This isn't the first time I've been through this similar scenario. And you can see the people's approach and attitude towards you and how they respond to you. You can see the change. You feel the shift in energy. So, that being said, I asked myself, do I really believe what I say I believe? Or do I operate every day out of fear? Am I fearful to go out on my own and completely do this thing on my own? Let me tell you something. I am so blessed. And I don't mean that in a bragging way or, boastful, by no means at all. But God has blessed me to be successful any place I go, any job I've worked at. He's allowed me to be successful. He's given me certain skill sets that set me apart from others. And it always causes me not to be liked, to be disliked. Always. What is a blessing is the skill set that I have. I can utilize it for success for myself. I don't need an organization to be attached to. I can create structure, processes myself. I'm comfortable with business. I have good business knowledge. And I love people. And I'm good with people. I have amazing soft skills. That's my thing. So, it just comes down to what I'm going to do with it. Am I going to be like the parable in the Bible where you take your gift or whatever they called it that was given and I bury it in the sand? Or do I multiply it? Or do I hang on to it? Whatever the three was, right? What am I going to do? Am I going to trust that I believe that I am able and capable to be successful, to make a living and an income on my own with the gifts that God has given me? When I tell you he's given me supernatural, unreal blessings, just recently, just now, unreal opportunity. And yet and still, kind of like the children of Israel, right? I second guess him for next steps. I second guess. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to step all the way out from working with somebody, for somebody. Although it literally, dealing with the people makes me miserable. It does. It's so draining. It's so draining to have to fight for people to do what's right, for people to act fairly, to have accountability across the board, which should be simple things, right? But they're not. They've proven not to be, over and over again. I've written so many emails, had so many phone calls, so many text messages, so many conversations. For nothing. Still the same situation. So, I want this to be a video for me for accountability. I declare today, what's today? 7/7/26. That's 7/7/27. How about that? Come on, God. I will have a different testimony. I'll have a testimony of victory. I have a testimony that this has been the best 365 days of my life, where I saw blessing upon blessing upon blessing upon blessing, that I was able to take my gift and multiply it and be a blessing to others, that I was able to smile and be happy every day in the work that I'm doing unto God, that I was able to change other people's lives through what God has given me, that my business, Kindred Moments Living, will thrive and flourish, that everything I touch prospers and succeeds. From this day forward, I'll never feel like this and never be in this situation again, because God has called me to greater, to better. I believe in myself and I bet on myself. So this is my accountability. 7/7/26, 7/7/27. I'll be back to speak about this conversation, and my testimony is going to be amazing, because God has a beautiful chapter, a beautiful 365 days ahead for me. Now, this doesn't say I won't have obstacles or opposition, but God already knows, and he's equipped me and prepared me for these things. And I'm still going to be able to smile and be happy and feel good even going through that, because I know what the end of the story is going to be. I know who is writing the book. 7/7/2027.